Hey guys, welcome back to another video of mine. I've been playing a little bit of ARK Survival here and there, but a little bit of Overwatch here at the same time. I've just been playing all these games. Oh man, there's just too many games to play nowadays. But let's go back to ARK Survival, guys. Check this out. I got my first ever mount. As you can see, I'm naked. And it's so much fun when you get your first mount. You get to do a lot of stuff. You can fight dodos, you can take over the world, you can travel faster. It's just so awesome when you first get your mount, because it's kind of like overcoming a huge challenge. You have to make sure that it doesn't wake up, so you have to use these knockout berries. I call them the knockout berries. I know that they're like the purple berries. Anyways, you start to feed that inside him, or, you know, there's multiple ways to tame a dinosaur, but normally I think people would just knock him out and just try to feed a bunch of food to it. So yeah, there's a lot of challenges that one person has to do in order to get themselves a dinosaur, and on top of that you have to be wary of like your surroundings and make sure that nothing kills it or kills you in the process. So when you first get your land mount, that's typically your first type of mount that you would get. And after you get yourself that land mount, you kind of want yourself a flying mount. So when you do get yourself a flying mount, that's probably the most rewarding feeling you could probably get in this game, because that's like overcoming another big challenge, a flying mount, which is somewhat difficult to get. You have to use like specialized arrows to knock it out. It's really difficult. So when you have yourself a mount, even if it's a ground mount or a air mount, whatever type of dinosaur you have, doesn't it suck when you lose them? When you leave them around the land and turns out he just gets killed by other dinosaurs, doesn't that suck? It does suck, and you guys know it sucks, because if you guys played this game and you lost a mount, you know how it feels. You work so hard, especially if it's like your first dinosaurs you've ever tamed. Like now, I don't even care if I lose a mount because I could typically get it back, but what sucks more is when you lose a flying mount, because ground mounts are easier to get. But when you lose a flying mount, you have to go through the entire process all over again, which is like make specialized arrows, you have to tame them, and waste your time. But here's the thing, guys. Now there's a mod that can help you with your flying mounts. Now, not many people care about their ground mounts, but for my flying mounts, that's where you go places. You know, your Quetzal and your other birds, that's how you get to places, and you get to grab animals and take them to your house, or you get to travel the world so quickly with your flying mounts. Now, what happens when you lose your flying mounts? Well, typically, you lose your flying mounts when you leave them alone. In most cases, you get killed, or you jump off your bird, or you leave them somewhere super far from your house, so they get killed. They're left alone, and they don't know what to do. They just fly, and they just sit there until you call them. Now, this doesn't happen often, but if it does, just remember that when you jump off a bird, you're obviously dead, and your bird's gonna be flying up there for quite some time, and then if you don't even come back to find him or anything, then he's gonna eventually land, and you never know if he gets killed by any predators. Your bird or your flying mount is not anything close to a pigeon, and if you guys know what a pigeon is like, what they do is typically they would have some sort of shelter, because I know a friend that has pigeons, and he has a little house or a little place where the pigeon knows that's home, and when he releases the pigeon, it flies around town and it comes back during the nights. So there's a mod that is exactly like that, but for ARK Survival. So you don't have to worry about how you die and how you lose your bird due to lag or anything else. Like, look at this, I lagged and a T-Rex killed me. If you are level 35 and you have this mod installed, what you could do is you could search through the filter homing, and if you just type in homing, you can find yourself the homing flag and the homing ring. These are the only two items that the homing pigeons mod installs into your ARK Survival, and this mod was created by Pomi Gamer. In order to craft yourself the homing pigeon leg ring, you don't need yourself a crafting table, because you can craft it all in your inventory using metal, obsidian, cementing paste, and hide. Now you can't use one item without the other, so you are definitely going to need the homing pigeon flag, which all you need is wood, fiber, hide, and thatch. Once you have these items ready, make sure to find yourself a spot in your base where you want to place down the homing flag. Now, how the flag works is it's kind of like the central area where the bird or the flying mount will return, so that's kind of where he's going to go when he's not able to find you. Now that you place down the flag, all you have to do is go into your flying mount, give him the saddle, and also in the custom inventory slot, you place down the leg ring. It's not going to appear on the flying mount. I did not see it when I was flying with my mount, but just imagine that he has himself a ring, so now he knows where to go home. Now, in case you're gonna fall off your mount yet again, then you're gonna get yourself a message that you died, and you're gonna get another one. It's gonna be in blue. It's gonna be saying that it's sending your mount over to the destination where your homing flag is located. Give it some time and you will notice that your bird will be returning home. It doesn't matter where he's gonna be at, because he's gonna find himself away back to your house, which is awesome. And there he is, he's flying back home. He will find himself a landing spot which is close to the flag, and he's just gonna stay there. And you also get a message saying that your bird arrived at the destination. The flag works on multiple birds, so you can just place down multiple rings inside their custom inventory slot, so you don't have to worry about having multiple flags. As long as you just give them the ring, they're gonna return back to your first ever flag that you placed down on your base. Now you're probably wondering, what about two birds? They both had the ring, what's gonna happen to them? Well, make sure that the bird that, the extra bird, make sure that one's following the bird that you're flying, because the only bird that's gonna be returning is the one that you're flying, and not the one that is just following you. So make sure that he's following the bird that's gonna return home. It could be a little bit confusing to understand, but once you get the hang of this mod, it's kind of simple. All you have to do is just make sure that the bird is following each other, and that's it. And you're pretty much set, guys. That is it for this mod. I have to go and have myself a blast. I think I'm gonna go swimming in a bit with my friends, my homies. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I am finally on summer break. I did good last semester. I believe I got straight A's. Not entirely sure. I have to see my grades soon. But that's about it. I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video. Thanks for watching.